Is News 10 at 11.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Tyler Meyerly.
And I'm Carmine Jamay. Thank you for joining us.
We'll give Holden the honors tonight with starting off our show. It's his last first weather, but also a storm headed our way, possibly.
Yeah, we are going to be tracking those thunderstorms as we head into the weekend, but tonight still quite warm out there, sitting at about 76 degrees here in Medford right now. We are expecting to cool things off overnight tonight, but not a whole lot of cooling. You can see area of high pressure still locked in place. That's going to warm us up over the course of the weekend, and we are expecting a return into the 90s, and we're not really going to cool off much at night. So the next few days, especially into next week, we're going to be running that AC a lot. Now temperatures, like I was saying, still quite warm, still sitting at 70 degrees, not too far from midnight right now, but all in all, not too bad weather conditions as we head into the weekend, and it's been an honor. This is the last first weather, guys.
Thanks, Holden. New tonight at 11, training starting up at Shasta College's Fire Academy today. But as our sister station's Preston Donyan reports, the firefighters are not students.
Here at Shasta College, an existing partnership has taken a new dimension with the addition of CAL FIRE's third training center. Shasta College has had its own fire academy for years, training firefighters right here in Reading to serve locally and beyond. One agency that has worked with the college throughout is CAL FIRE, who has recently launched their North Training Center right on campus. As we visited the site today, CAL FIRE employees from across the state underwent ladder training to further their skills. With just 2 other training centers in the entire state, Shasta College's facilities will be a huge boost to CAL FIRE's staffing, as Captain Keith Dietz explains.
We're currently trying to get 300 students through all 3 locations. We're on pace to wind up training 1,500 employees for CAL FIRE to get them back out to support the field operations. So having a location, we would not be able to meet those numbers if it wasn't for this opportunity here with Shasta College. And to meet that 1,500 student need for fire control training just wouldn't happen without a third location.
The new resources and facilities added for the CAL FIRE Training Center are specific to the agency's operations on campus, but will add to the ever-growing complex that Shasta College's own fire academy uses in training.
We're excited to have the CAL FIRE trainees up here and coordinating together. It's bringing us some extra training props, some extra facility improvements are being talked about, and we're providing classroom space and shared training grounds.
President Weiss views this particular portion of the partnership lasting several years, serving as a continuation of a long-standing relationship that benefits Shasta College, CAL FIRE, and all the communities they both serve. Reporting in Reading, Preston Donyan, the North States News.
When it comes to Mother's Day, many of us like to celebrate by buying flowers, maybe even a special outing like a restaurant, maybe for people who don't know how to cook. But for those countless businesses helping us recognize Mom, it's certainly one of their biggest days of the year. According to the National Retail Federation, consumers plan to spend about $274 per person this year, the highest in the history of their survey. Roughly 74% of those surveyed are planning to give flowers, while 60% plan on a special outing like dinner or brunch.
Mother's Day is the busiest restaurant day of the year, and a lot of people don't realize that. We are booked solid.
The Green Lily in Eureka recently moved to its new location, formerly home to Oberon Grill, whether it's brunch or maybe flowers. Those who help celebrate the mother figures in our lives say there's something about the gestures they're able to provide. Well, Carmine, another elimination game in what you call the NorCal Clash. I'm just going to call it the rights for the correct California team. But, you know,
Oh, wow.
The Golden State Warriors needing to win Los Angeles Lakers tonight to keep their season alive.
Yeah, the Lakers up 3-2 in the best-of-7 series. Coming into tonight, LA had not lost a home playoff game yet this postseason, and they got off to a great start. First quarter, swing it around, Austin Reeves hits the corner 3. Lakers already up 17. End of the first half, it got even better. Anthony Davis with the block. Austin Reeves from half court to beat the buzzer. He got it.
He's so excited, and much like Christopher Reeve, Austin Reeves playing the Superman role for the Lakers.
He scored 23 points tonight. Great acting. Lakers up 10 at halftime, and they never let the Warriors back in the game. LeBron and one. This is my city. Lakers win by 21. LeBron scored a team-high 30. Steph Curry went for a game-high 32. and it's a legendary embrace. 8 championships between those two guys, but the Lakers are the one advancing to the Western Conference Finals. They'll play at the top seed Denver Nuggets in Game 1 of that series on Tuesday.
Well, just in time for the heat wave, Multnomah County released a new interactive tool. It lets you know how vulnerable your neighborhood and your family might be to heat danger.
Our sister station's Joe English explains how this tool can also help the county decide on opening cooling centers and shelters.
With temperatures hovering around record range, a new heat vulnerability tool might give you some advantage in beating that heat. The data pinpoints the population that might need more help: older people, people without air conditioning, people who don't know about available resources. And it's not just the county putting this to use. For example, Health Care of Oregon gathers critical info from it.
Is using this in a dashboard that they have to identify members who have a health condition that makes them vulnerable to heat, so that they can be reaching out and making sure folks have what they need to, hopefully keep them out of the doctor's office or the emergency room during a heat event.
Well, that new tool can help cities and the county reach those people who may need help more desperately in the heat, but it also can, for example, help the city of Gresham open up a new splash pad like this one in Rockwood a little sooner than the city normally would. Vivek Chanda is a PSU professor who studied the hottest neighborhoods around. He's promoting more green space to cut down on the heat, but knows that could be a hard sell.
Oh, we're going to take this parking lot and turn it into a park. People might get a little bit upset. So there's a lot of negotiation, discussion, and compromise, I think, that we're going to have to get into with these conversations.
The data that's collected with the new tool just might lead to that long term.
One of the things that this helps us understand is right where you would want to prioritize that type of investment, where we'd want to maybe remove some pavement and add some more green space. This can help highlight those areas and prioritize those.
In the short term, Multnomah County has already distributed tens of thousands of bottles of water, thousands of packets of sunscreen and electrolytes, and hundreds of misting bottles and cooling towels to the most vulnerable neighborhoods.
In just 2 minutes, explaining the guidelines for transgender athletes competing in Oregon.
The whole crux of the issue is weighing the inclusion and weighing the athletic fairness.
Certainly, I think that's where the big debate is going on nationally, most certainly.
My Q&A with the commissioner of the Oregon School Activities Association and the surprising factor that's not considered in the rules for transgender athletes participating in the state.
And after such a great winter, we're finally starting to see signs of summer, and it's going to be a hot one this weekend. We'll break down these temperatures coming up after the break.
News10 on the go, sponsored by Southern Oregon Subaru.
Guidelines for transgender athletes recently developing into a massive national topic. A big part of that following transgender women's swimmer Leah Thomas becoming the first transgender athlete to win an NCAA Division I national championship in any sport.
And we wanted to find out, what are the local guidelines for transgender athletes competing in Oregon? According to this year's 48-page handbook from the Oregon Department of Education on supporting gender-expansive students, quote, in Oregon, the Oregon School Activities Association's policies allow gender-expansive students to participate in school athletics and activities in accordance with their consistently asserted gender identity. In other words, a transgender girl is able to compete in girl sports and a transgender boy able to compete in boy sports. OSAA Commissioner Peter Weber told me he's seen both of those cases happen, although not very frequently, and it's not something they keep track of. I had some specific follow-up questions for Weber about the transgender guidelines they follow according to Oregon state laws and the balance between inclusion and athletic fairness.
What do you tell a father of a girl or somebody like that when they're going up against a transgender girl and they're saying, this isn't fair for my young lady to compete?
And individual coaches, individual parents' belief or thoughts on, we're not able to get caught up in those because we need to make sure that we're in alignment with the state law.
For example, you look at the qualification times for the 6A 100-meter dash at the Oregon state level. The 6A boys is 1.33 seconds faster than the 6A girls. So if you are discussing with the state and they're telling you you have to allow transgender girls to compete in the girls division, you guys knowing based on your standards that boys are faster than girls, why have you not pushed back on the state as far as the competitive fairness piece?
Well, again, the competitive fairness isn't a part of the state statute in the interpretation of where that lands. It's based on the discrimination piece. So if you can't discriminate based on the state statute, then the times in an event, that wouldn't be the crux of the issue. The crux of the issue would be how is the student identifying? Does that fit in with the state statute? Does that fit in with the policy that we have outlined?
State statute that you guys at the OSAA have to follow as far as discrimination doesn't take into account athletic fairness for allowing a transgender athlete to compete.
I don't think that's addressed in the state statute. Because again, it's not a state statute that's based on athletics. It's a state statute that's based on discrimination. It's not set up to be I guess for lack of a better term, an athletics policy.
So why is there not an athletics policy for athletes who are transgender? I wanted to ask the Oregon Department of Education to elaborate because, as Weber said, they're the ones who interpret the state laws and help the OSAA make those rules for the schools to follow. I emailed their communications director, Mark Siegel, more than 2 weeks ago, trying to set up a Zoom interview for a video chat. He said, "Let me look into this and get back to you." 2 days later, after I emailed him to follow up, he wrote out what he said were answers to my questions, but were really just reiterating ODE's policy. I then asked again, "Can I speak with someone from your office for a Zoom call?" On Monday, May 1st, Mark wrote back, "What are your other questions?" Tuesday, I told him I would much rather have a video chat conversation to be able to ask follow-up questions and have answers that weren't scripted through email. He then said if I have additional questions, they'd be happy to answer them via email. Noticing he was continuing to avoid a live video interview, I asked him in 3 different emails the next 3 days why his department, which serves Oregon students and parents, is unwilling to do an on-camera interview with us about these transgender guidelines. He responded by again reiterating their policy and saying they were happy to answer questions via email. I then sent Mark 3 more emails, called him multiple times, left voicemails, but he didn't return any of those messages. Specifically, I wanted to ask why athletic fairness is not considered at all in a policy governing sports, which has the understanding of fair competition. I also wanted to ask if there was a thought of nuance in the policy, acknowledging and welcoming transgender students to compete, but also acknowledging the differences in athletic ability biologically, which the OSAA clearly has a standard with much faster state track qualifying times for boys than for girls. Those are questions the state's Department of Education declined to hear. OSAA Commissioner Weber told me this was a, quote, hot topic at their national convention, as we've also seen in Washington, D.C., and will be discussed more at the OSAA meetings in June.
Now, first alert weather with Chief Meteorologist Holden LaCroix.
Live look outside over the Rogue Valley right now, 76 degrees, partly cloudy skies. We are going to start to see that warming trend over the next few days. It's been a while since we saw 90s. We got up to about 88, 89 degrees today, and tomorrow we'll likely surpass the 90s, and we'll continue that trend as we head into next week. And it's all due to high pressure. You can see really across the entire West Coast from Vancouver, BC, all the way down to San Diego. We're tracking this high pressure system kind of anchored over Nevada, and that's going to be building as we head into the weekend, warming us up into the 90s, possibly of mid-90s once we head towards Sunday. Now, we have some subtle changes on the way. We're tracking an area of low pressure that could introduce thunderstorms as early as Sunday, and especially as we head towards Monday, a little preseason monsoonal moisture that could bring a few isolated storms out there. Still relatively warm, so to speak. We're approaching midnight and still 76 degrees in Medford. This is something we haven't seen in quite some time, and it's all due to this very warm air mass. It's kind of of setting up inland as we head toward the next few days, and that's why this heat advisory is in effect, essentially from the Siskiyous all the way up to the Puget Sound and Canadian border. Temperatures anywhere from 90 to 95 degrees as we head into the weekend. And you're probably thinking, well, we see temperatures much warmer than this. Well, not typically this early in the season, and that's what's kind of prompted this heat advisory, which will go into effect Saturday and into Sunday for high temperatures near 95 degrees. You can see just how warm it's going to be, but as we head towards Monday, we are going to see a little bit cooler weather, at least inland. That's when we're expecting a lot more cloud cover out there and possibly those thunderstorms Sunday evening into Monday. The coast, though, we start to see that onshore flow by Monday and Tuesday with some cooler temperatures out there. Here's the high pressure system you can see building all the way up into Canada, but notice this long wave trough offshore. Well, it starts to split off from the main upper level flow, and that's what we're going to be watching as we head into the weekend. This area of low pressure, depending on location, if it's closer to the California coast, that's going to bring us more thunderstorm chances. A little bit further offshore, that's going to less thunderstorm chances as we head into the weekend. So we're going to have to watch this closely Sunday into Monday. Looks like we could get another chance as we head towards next week. For the final time, here is the 7-day forecast for the Oregon coast. 79 degrees. Tomorrow afternoon, we are going to keep temperatures cool as we head towards next week. High temperatures in the 60s. That onshore flow will return. Northern California, 86 degrees tomorrow afternoon for Sunday. 87. We are going to be tracking those 80s into next week. Again, monsoonal moisture Sunday. And again, as we head towards Thursday for the Klamath Basin, 84 degrees Saturday afternoon. Temperatures stay in the 80s. Again, tracking that area of low pressure Sunday and into Monday. And for the final time, the Rogue Valley, 93 degrees tomorrow afternoon. Overnight lows in the 50s and 60s, so we got to keep that AC running, guys.
Yes, and I know my dad's watching, so he's going to hate this, but for the first time in 4.5 months, I can finally wash my truck.
Yeah,
just for it to maybe
why some pollen spots from the thunderstorms.
Oh, he's going to have a heart attack. He is a very clean freak when it comes to the vehicles. Thanks, Dad.
After the break, a big test coming up for our kids. They could reveal they're a little bit behind. The ways we're still feeling the effects of distance learning from the pandemic. First graders who started school at the beginning of the pandemic now in third grade. And this week, many of them facing a series of tests that might predict their long-term success.
The national desk's Angela Brown explains many of these kids are going into this test behind.
A 2022 report found that 1 in 3 children in K through the 3rd grade have little chance of reading at grade level without major intervention. Many of those students now taking the 3rd grade standardized test that can indicate if someone goes to college or even prison. 3 fingers up on the first day of school.
We said, oh, I'm a big boy now. I'm in the 3rd grade.
8-year-old Clever loves his school, loves his teachers.
It's Mother's Day. He told me yesterday, he said, I got to get my favorite teacher a gift. So we got her flowers, so he should have took it to her today.
This week, pivotal. Clever is taking the 3rd grade standardized tests.
As far as my child, I predict that he will not do well.
That may sound harsh, but Quiana, Clever's mom, has reason to doubt remote learning.
It was a challenge for him to get his education online when he never experienced that before.
3rd grade tests, a predictor. The Department of Ed cites in this paper the link between how kids perform on 3rd grade tests and their future.
Kids that score very low on 3rd grade tests are much more likely to drop out of high school, much less likely to go to college, more likely to end up in the criminal justice system.
Michael Petrilli, president of the Thomas B. Fordham Institute that focuses on K-12 education and reform, agrees with Quiana, not expecting high marks on 3rd grade tests, warning educators not to just move students on to the next grade, but act.
It's going to mean intensive tutoring. It's going to mean more time with teachers and one-on-one or in small groups. And it may mean repeating the 3rd grade with a lot more intervention and help so that they can catch up.
The Department of Ed investing millions to support student recovery, but districts are having problems staffing schools. As for Quiana, she found tutors for Clever, now working to change his trajectory.
He will be getting out of school tutoring from now all the way throughout the summer, which I predict that he'll do better next school year. But this school year, no.
Reporting in Washington, D.C.,
calls and texts in its first year. The hotline was launched by the Biden administration on Mother's Day of last year. It provides support before, after, and during pregnancy for new parents or those who have had pregnancy or infant losses. The Health Resources and Services Administration says the hotline averaged about 1,000 interactions per month. Top reasons for contacting the hotline included anxiety, depression, and feeling overwhelmed.
Once again, the most popular baby names in the U.S., Liam and Olivia. The Social Security Administration released its annual list of top baby names today. 2022 is the 6th year in a row that Liam has taken the top spot for the boys and 4th year for Olivia for the girls. Olivia followed by Emma, Charlotte, and Amelia. For the boys' names, Liam followed by Noah, Oliver, and James. The fastest rising name in the Social Security rankings, Dutton, moving up 986 spots from 2021. You might know that name is featured in the hit TV series Yellowstone, the last name of the family, and it now sits at number 835 most popular in the country. It could be 750 very soon. Stick around. Holden LaCroix, our chief meteorologist, has the last look at our forecast.
Up, we have heat advisories in effect from the Canadian border all the way down to Siskiyou County. Now, I know we've seen temperatures this warm before, but not this early in the season. That's what's kind of prompted this heat advisory. So if you go out this weekend, as we all probably are, definitely take advantage of the cooler waters, but also limit your time because those water temperatures are still very cold. Some spots around 40 degrees, especially up into the Prospect area. So be careful, use that SPF 30 as I've always said, and enjoy these temperatures because it's been a while. We've had a very successful winter. Temperatures have been relatively cool and mild, but check this out as we head towards this weekend, Saturday, Sunday, mid-90s, 80s on Monday, but then as we head towards Tuesday, 90 degrees. So certainly, guys, it's shaping up to be a really nice week next week.
Lovely weather for us to all enjoy it all next week.
Yes, we sure will. We just want to give a very heartfelt thank you for watching our final News 10 at 11.
You can always follow still on our website, ktvl.com. And tonight, for our final good night, everybody, have a great night. Finally, some news about us, the News 10 team that has joined you in your living room each day for the past 61 years, bringing you the local news that matters to you.
Change is a part of life, and there are some changes on the horizon for KTVL.
Starting Monday, you'll see a new news product in place of this broadcast. It's called the National Desk, and it will provide regional and national news.
And we at News 10 cannot even begin to express what a pleasure it has been to work so hard for you, our viewers.
We take pride in being fortunate enough to tell your community's stories, your neighbors' stories, and most importantly, your stories.
And we've been honored to meet several of you out in the community and hope to see you again in the future.
We thank you for watching our News 10 team every evening. We will miss you.